life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wonder what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Times gone by, I've traded black dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over is now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life, there's nothing certain.
Hello, we're going to go ahead and interrupt our Ridgetop Rambler singing us in this morning. How you doing? This is 1100 WSG. I'm Utah LaVern, and hello. This is One Street Over. What's going on One Street Over from where you live, and we're living right. As Mayor Vogel says, we are blessed to work and live in Robertson County, so we win. There you go. Sarah's here. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good.
So who is coming that we're just a little bit behind, that she's on her way? We're going to give her a hard time.
So Jen is on her way, and she is our new partner development coordinator is her official title.
Okay.
So she will be joining us to share a little bit about what she's doing in that role.
Very nice.
But yeah, you got to love technology and maps, right? So
No, and it's like it's like the same thing that I had sent you.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we don't know what happened. We're just so sorry. But Sarah Riccardi, did I say it right?
yeah, you did. Perfect.
So proud of myself. She is, okay, you're the public
Creative
relations
director.
creative director. I'm just, because we all, it's,
Kinda everything.
you basically are just a little bit of everything
Yes,
to
yes.
stay positive.news. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You be real.
Yeah.
Oh, she brought me this fun t-shirt.
Good.
I love it. I love it. I love it. They gave me one last year, and one of my students begged me for it, and I let him have it.
Yeah.
And he
what I
wears
heard.
it.
Oh, good.
He wears it. He
Good.
wears it.
Good.
And so, or at least I think it was a t-shirt they gave me.
Yeah.
But some kind of bling they gave me, and he's like, I really want that, Miss Vivio. And I was like, oh, well, you're not getting this one.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this
Yeah.
one. I'm keeping this one. I love my t-shirts. I don't know. I'm just in a world where I get to live in a t-shirt a lot of the times, and with a nice blazer. And I'm talking like
Right.
Bobcat
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got our spirit store going at the school now. And so I don't know if you've realized that these schools are all doing their own spirit stores where they can make their own stuff. Yes. And it's all part of the career and technical education program, which teaches them a skill, how to do this, and they made this for me, this
I love
Bobcat
that.
Studio shirt.
And it looks soft, Laverne.
It is lovely.
Yeah, it looks nice and
I
soft.
love it. I love it. I actually, I brought them the sweatshirt, and I said we had gotten the app, whatever you call this thing, whatever the thing that you iron on, but you press, the heat press design. And I said, y'all could put that on anything, right? And they have the T-shirt stuff, but I was like, I'm going to get a sweatshirt. So I went and got a sweatshirt and brought it into them, and they can custom. That's what's so cool. The kids can customize stuff, and they handle pricing and.
They kind of learn every
marketing.
element.
Yeah, it's
Every
great.
element. Yeah.
It's just a great program, and it's all part of our career and technical education program. So it's just really cool stuff that's going on in the schools. Yeah. So what is going on with you guys today?
Yeah, so of course I brought some stories to talk about and share, right? But before, as we kick it off, if I could just talk about our new kind of quarterly initiative called Stay Positive News Cares.
Yeah.
So we love to give back to the community. That's been, the thing. That's what keeps you positive, right?
Right.
When
Absolutely.
you're giving back from a grateful heart. So we've done that the whole time, but now we're being a little more organized with it and methodical. And so about every quarter, maybe more than that, you're going to notice different things. We did a diaper drive for Foster Families Assistance Network.
Okay.
Is an example of that. After Halloween, we're going to do a candy drive to send to soldiers overseas. There's a organization that collects candy to do that. So we're going to do that as an example. And then photos with Santa, of course. So things that give back to people, and then also just free family things that people can come and enjoy, like the photos with Santa.
Right. I love it.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Very cool. Now, see, when you said, I'm going to tell you about something, I thought you were going to launch into, you had sent me a text about what you were doing with Miss Mabel.
That's all. Yeah, that's next on my list.
And it was so funny because you know how when you open those texts and you're in the middle of something, you can't answer it?
Yeah.
That was one of those.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got to go back to this. And it just completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
And I was last night thinking, it's Tuesday. Oh, stay positive. You just had, because I tried.
Yeah.
I try to verify guests, and make sure everybody's coming. And a lot of the times you guys will reach out to me and say, hey, we're coming and it's all good. And then I saw your Facebook. I saw y'all's social media post and I'm like, yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
It was like right after I texted you last night. And then I realized I had forgotten to respond to your text. And I want to know about this, though. This is such a fun idea.
Right? So we thought, Miss Mabel actually thought that it would be fun to do kind of a get to know her little feature. And so she's taking questions and she's going to answer them. So it'll be like a Q&A style article instead of an advice column, but sprinkled through her story is of course going to be advice.
Absolutely.
Just so anything, you can send us any question you think would be fun to know. Could be serious, could be silly, whatever. She's going to answer them, and hopefully we'll have it out to you Monday. So before the weekend.
The main one is, how old is she? Come on in here. You're fine.
Yeah.
We're just talking. Come join us. You're just fine. We had a little bit of a delay coming on this morning anyway. Some kind of password sign-in kind of thing. You know how that goes on the computer, digital stuff. Going to have to turn that microphone right to her. And I'm just so excited you're here, Jen. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Absolutely. Let me turn your microphone up, and that might even be better. Hello.
Hello.
It's nice to see you. Nice to meet you. But, and so, what is your role? And you have to pull that microphone up to you there for me. So what is your role at StayPositive.News?
So my name is Jennifer Fengler, and my role at Stay Positive News is I'm their partner development coordinator.
Okay.
And so that entails a lot of things, but basically I get the opportunity to just meet a lot of people, a lot of good people in the Sumner and Robertson County division, and I just get to meet their businesses and what they're passionate about and see if that aligns with Stay Positive News, and then I'm able to identify if we can partner together.
That's cool. I love it. And if you're not familiar with StayPositive.News, it is just, so many have seen that the poison that is our news just kind of poisons your spirit. I mean, it doesn't it does. And if you really want to feel good about things going on around you, you need to, look at the positive things of life. And this is an opportunity to share positive stories from the, like Robertson County and Sumner area. And, this is something that needs to expand. Y'all can't do more than a couple of counties. I can imagine trying to keep up with just that is a lot. But it's such a great idea. You need to franchise it, maybe something like that.
The goal, LaVern.
Kind of figured it might be.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I might state the obvious there. I thought it might be kind of the eventual plan.
Yeah, because what sets us apart is the local element, right? Because you can get on and you can see other good news sites, but what sets us apart is that local piece.
I agree. I agree for sure.
Definitely franchises. Hopefully around the corner.
I like that idea because you guys have been at it. This is a couple of years now. How have we been doing this?
It was 2 years in June, so it'll be 2.5 in December, which is crazy to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. I mean, I think back when I first met, Jamie, which was a part of this, Jamie Nixon, and I'm just like, good Lord, I can't believe I've known him. I can't believe I've been doing this that long. But anyway, it's crazy. But fun stuff. So I just love what y'all do and all the wonderful stories you tell. And I'm anxious about this personal look at Miss Mabel.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be fun.
Do you
I
think
it'll be
she'll
fun.
reveal her age? Do you
I
think
don't
she'll do
know.
that?
I don't
I
know.
don't know either.
We need to know how
I'll
many
have to see.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got kids,
Grandkids.
married. How long you been married?
Probably great grandkids. At
Yeah,
this point.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All those kinds of questions. Those are the
Yeah.
ones we need to know.
Yes.
What was, where's she from originally? Is she a farm girl, city girl? That's an important question around here.
Yes.
You understand a lot about people when you understand, did you grow up in town or did you grow up on a farm?
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very different. And but anyway, well, very good. Awesome. So where do you guys want to take it today? We want to hit some stories or where do we want to focus on?
So yeah, let's talk about a story that we did last week, if that's okay. We did
absolutely.
a little, and it was actually for the city of Springfield. You all have an event happening tomorrow called Battle of the Badges, and it's in conjunction with Blood Assurance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, in honor of Heroes Day, am I saying that right?
Well, it's
I think
9/11.
Heroes Day is what they've termed it.
Yeah, and because it's 9/11, and
Mm-hmm.
so that tends to be, there's a lot of events that go around celebrating our heroes, our first responders, because, this is something we have to educate these kids on because they don't realize how many firefighters, how many police, and, the people that are coming in the ambulances, in the police cars and all, and the fire trucks. Those are the ones that ran into those towers, and it wasn't soldiers. It was, a civilian attack, and people just don't think about it. But these types of things draws the attention to it.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what?
And so you
ahead.
can. So it's where they're, of course, getting blood donations tomorrow in particular, and you would get to determine which badge you want to represent.
Oh, cool.
But you can look up more information on the City of Springfield website, or you can search the article too. We've got a link there. But there were still spots available, and so that's important. If you are passionate about blood drives, then you need to show up tomorrow for sure.
Very good. And you can decide, do you want it to go to the fire department, sheriff's office, police department, and see who can raise the most. That's what it's about.
Who comes out on top. Yep.
For sure. Let me, while we're on the subject of 9/11, though, I do want to programming note. I bumped United Way again. I bumped them last week and they're so gracious to give up they have a reoccurring slot at 7:30 on Thursday. And I messaged Brian last night. We have a chance to have Adam Pope in here. And he has a song he wrote about 9/11 that for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe even more than that, he's come in and he's performed that live for us. And I thought he was going to be out of town. Turns out he's not. He tours a lot now, and he's not leaving for his next gig until late tomorrow, so he's going to be able to come in. And Brian very graciously gave up the United Way slot again. So at 7:30 tomorrow, Adam Pope will be in here, and we'll do our own little 9/11 remembrance with Adam like we do very often. So just that little programming note.
Sure.
So where else do we want to go here? What else have you got for us?
So we did a fun story last week, which was about a community. It's Community Life Bridge is the name of the organization. And Dad Wagons. Have you heard of Dad Wagons?
I have not.
So this is, it sounds kind of funny, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dad Wagons.
There's it's a whole experience, LaVern. Let me next time you go to the airport, you just need to Google Dad Wagons.
Okay.
It's like an Uber. It's a drive service for, but he's a local guy based out of White House area. And he provides this ride service. And so it's like Uber, but it's got a lot more flair. And it's actually more secure than Uber, too, by the way, background checks and all the good things. But he ended up partnering with Community Life Bridge, which is a senior assistance program. And he did a tour of like the Nashville area. Well, it was Sumner and Robertson County. He did a little tour for them with his big green bus, which is a big green bus. And
I'm looking at this now. I'm like, okay.
Papa Wheelie is his
I
nickname.
love it.
And so he gave them a tour, and it was a chance for them because Community Life Bridge has a service where they will give free rides to seniors who are needing, to go to the doctor, to have different appointments. They need to go to the grocery. It's a nonprofit that provides that. Well, they wanted a sense of community, and so they essentially gathered all the people, and they had a little tour. And with Papa Wheelie flair. It was pretty, yeah, it was pretty entertaining. So it was
I
just
love
super
it.
fun. Yeah.
I'm curious about this because we will get an Uber to go to the airport,
Yeah.
and it's not cheap.
No.
But from here, but you hate to because we tend to fly leaving at like like 4 a.m. something like
Right.
that.
Right.
So I wonder if they do. So you can hire
do.
them.
Yes.
I
you
don't know
can
if I want to go
hire
on a
them.
big green bus, but I'm sure he's got
Yeah,
some
it
works that
would not-
affiliate. Okay, that's a
would not
that's
be
a,
for you, and then he tracks your flight too, because I've used him. So when you're coming home, as long as he has your flight number, you don't have to update him on like
seriously.
it was delayed, it was whatever. He knows, yeah, and then he's like right there, and he doesn't. You know how when you Uber at other airports too, I think it's in Nashville, you have to like walk forever
Yeah.
to get there. He's able to pull right up.
Because he's just a
He's like right.
yeah, he's a private contractor. So,
Mm-hmm.
huh? Okay,
know.
I need to check into this. I don't have anything going like immediately, but
Yeah.
that was a big issue when we did our mission trip. We ended up getting an Uber, and the guy came from like Mountain Juliet to get us.
my
And,
goodness.
it was nuts. And then it was crazy. It was just the craziest thing. The guy who picked up because he had to be here like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
because we had to be at the airport at 4. So it was just one of those things. So it's my kids. If I were to call them and say, "Hey, I need you to do this," it's like I will pay your Uber, mother.
Yeah.
So there's no way. They're like, "No, I will hire you an Uber," and so I'm like, "So I'll just do it myself. Do it for me." So,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice to have something more local.
Yes.
I would love to know. I would love to hook up with. So are they in Sumner or Robertson?
I can't remember which county. He lives in the White House area.
Okay, so that's not too.
both
Yeah,
counties,
like
but
30 minutes from here, so that's
yeah.
not bad.
No,
Not
and
Mount
he's got-
Juliet.
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
got riders
Yeah.
or drivers rather he's got a whole fleet of drivers. So I'm not sure.
That's really cool.
But yeah.
Awesome. I need to reach out.
Yeah,
to
you do. A
him,
lot of them
so.
are pastors too, so you have some interesting conversations.
Oh, fun. That would
yeah,
be
you,
fun.
You would enjoy it.
That
yeah.
sounds fun. It's called Dad Wagon.
Dad wagons.
That's great.
The only one with the green bus.
I need you to
Yeah,
pull that microphone to you a little bit more because you're a little soft spoken. So there we go. I think that'll work a lot better. But you don't have to ride the green bus.
You don't have
get
to,
other
no, although it
other
is
vehicles.
An experience.
It would be a
I
request,
bet it
think.
would. Well, I
Yeah.
love people that can do those kinds of independent tours and those types of things. I was talking about Adam Pope, and that's one thing. He does a lot of touring now, but when he was, and I guess he still does this. He would get on those little scooter things downtown. What do you call those things? Those,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
I do.
And
Yeah.
he would do Music City tours.
Oh, yeah.
And what a cool thing to have somebody that's
Yeah.
in the industry
Uh-huh.
give you a tour of
Yes.
Nashville. And I thought, I want to do that so bad. He may still do that some, but I don't know. He's staying pretty busy on the road now. But I think that's kind of cool when people find other things to do.
Yes.
And y'all feature a lot of that
Mm-hmm.
in StayPositive.news. The entrepreneurial spirit,
Yes.
where somebody says, or they see something that's a need that's not been filled. And they're like, it's not even really an entrepreneurial thing, it's a service thing.
Yes.
And those are the stories that we love to see.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yeah.
But very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else have
super
you got
fun.
for us today?
Yeah. So we also, one of my favorite stories to write was Portland's Happy Gilmore. I don't know if you scrolled and found this. Not what
I'm
you
flipping
think.
through them as we're talking right now,
Not
too.
what
Now,
you
I didn't
think.
see that one either. Happy
But
Gilmore. So tell me.
Happy Gilmore.
Because here's the thing. Okay. Kids like that movie. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but it's about an unassuming golfer.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it? I know it's Adam Sandler.
It's
It's
yeah.
kind of a guy who made it golfing and he really shouldn't have is kind of the premise of it. I really don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of it?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so is
and
that who-
early Adam Sandler was very like crass, right? So the
Right.
remake that or the sequel, whatever you call it, that came out is better. But this Happy Gilmore has nothing to do with golf. He just was blessed to have the name Gilmore, and when Happy Gilmore came out, guess what nickname he got, right?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. But he is a retired EMS worker. He worked in Nashville Metro for over 20 years, retired from that because he needed to, was taking his kids to school one day and just so happened, LaVern, like
Yeah.
great story,
Just-
to go, he likes to go to this park and sit. It's like a private lake area, right? So he likes to go there and sit and have his like quiet time in the morning. He took a different route than ever before, and he just so happened to see a man on the side of the road. And it was a cyclist, and he saw the bike, sees the man, and so he pulls over to help him. Turns out the guy was having a heart attack, and Happy saved his life. And he said, he called them. I'm going to mess it up now because, right, it's
I've got
early.
the story. Here's the story if you want to look at it.
Thank you. So many saves that you ever have, like a total save when you're actually, because he said normally when you give CPR, it's the end. Normally, like when you get to that point, there's no going back. And he said he had a couple of them in his career, but they were always team. Like it was everybody working together. This was the only one he had ever had where it was just him, and he was able to see this man come back to life because he did stop.
Wow.
And it was just really cool. And so more
needed that or not,
thank you. More like as you peel back the layers to his story, like hearing how God can, a lot of times what we perceive as a setback or we perceive as a failure is really God setting us up for his purpose and his plan. And that's what happens in Happy's life. So I love sharing that story. I loved hearing that story. And it came through a post on Facebook, and I just so happened to see it. So share all the things, right?
Yeah,
share all the things and tag us so that we can follow up with them because they do give people courage.
I love it. That is so cute.
That's amazing.
So, and this caught my eye. First safe surrender made in Hendersonville Safe Haven baby box.
Yes.
Wow. Because I know
the baby box here.
Yeah, I know. We have one here, and it's one of those things you hope it's never needed, but then in the same sense, if there's somebody out there that is that needs some help, you desperately want them to use it and not, just sit in their turmoil or whatever's going on that makes them, not want to care for that child.
Yes.
You don't want neglect, you don't want the neglect to happen. And all you got to do is just look at programs like Isaiah House and CASA and Safe Baby Court and Open Door Pregnancy and Resource, all these places that see it every day where, children have been neglected. So it's one of those things. It's kind of like you don't want it, but you're so glad it's there. And then to have a beautiful story. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I'm curious about that one.
Yeah, so this was the first one. Hendersonville has had the Safe Baby Box. Maybe it came a little bit before Springfield's. I'm not sure the timeline.
I think it did.
But it's been, over a year.
Yeah.
It's been in operation. And for those that don't know, it's with the fire department, right? And so it is like a bank. When you go up to a bank window, it's kind of like that, only the mother can put the baby in that spot. And then immediately a bell is rung and a fireman comes and gets the baby, and there's care immediately. And so this was the first time it has happened in Hendersonville, which is, like you said, you don't want to have it, but you're also very thankful that it's used instead of the other alternative.
For sure.
Kirsten, one of our great writers from the very beginning, covered that story, and she loved being able to share about it. It's her hometown. So
wow. Yeah. That's amazing. And just the different, there's just so much help out there. And I love that y'all share that. Just all the positive things and the positive help that's out there. And that is just another thing that if somebody's in need of something like that, you need to publicize it so they know it's there.
Yeah.
And know it's available.
Right.
So.
Yes. And the more people that know, the more people can talk about it. And
for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. And we're talking about staypositive.news. And if you haven't discovered staypositive.news, where you been? 2.5 years now, and it's growing and growing and growing. How many people do y'all have working with you now? Because it's, at the start it was just a couple of guys, and and then Rachel came on, and then is she still working with it?
She is, yeah.
Okay.
She is behind the scenes, absolutely instrumental financial person.
I hear you.
We're very, very thankful for Rachel, and she's co-owner as well as Donnie Eden and myself. So very instrumental in what's going on. And now we have, I was trying to count real quick in my head. I think we have 6 writers total.
Awesome.
Which is, like you said, we've about doubled in terms of who's working with Stay Positive. And then, of course, adding Jen's position was a big step of growth as well. So it was fun to have our little party, our 2-year birthday party.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So now, in as you talk about the things, what will you specifically be doing again? Kind of go back through that for me, because I'm fully understand the different roles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the opportunity to go to ribbon cuttings of new
Okay.
businesses. I do a lot of networking events, and so I just try to network with small businesses and people, like you said, with that entrepreneurial spirit, and see how we can partner together.
Hmm.
I learn about their business, what they're passionate about, and see how that aligns with Stay Positive News and how we can help them grow and advertise for them.
And I just wanted you to go back through it, because when we first started, sometimes people are not really focused in. They're like, "Well, who's she?" And I wanted to just kind of reiterate the role that you're having, and you got to have that when you're trying to franchise something, and put it out there. You've got to make sure people understand what it's all about, and they can follow you, they can find you. Give them all the particulars on how they can get involved as far as just being somebody that consumes what you're putting out there.
Yeah. So, of course, you can go to staypositive.news and you can view our entire website. You can follow it. You can even add our website as the little home button on your screen from your phone. So, like, I have my little smiley face down here.
I didn't
You can
know
do that,
could
and then
do
when you
that.
I
How do you do
know.
that?
So you go on you want to be on your phone, right?
Uh-huh.
Search on your web browser for staypositive.news, and there should be an option for you to add to home screen.
Okay.
And so you add it to the home screen, and then every time it'll pull up. Well, eventually, here we go.
Fun.
And it pulls up.
Savvy.
Well,
That's
the
just
picture
it.
comes up. But
There's
there
all
we go.
kinds of little fun.
There's so many good stories, but those are for next time, so I won't pull them up. But
Okay. You're
I'm so excited.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
You're so funny. But go ahead.
Yeah, they can look for us on our website like that. Add us to your home screen so you can click it, just like the weather app, right? You're touching base with it every day. Side note, we also have weather on there, so you don't have to use your weather app. And then they can also go on Facebook and Instagram and search for us on Stay Positive News that way. And we also have a Facebook group, Stay Positive News Middle Tennessee. So that's a separate, and that group is really designed for people to say, "Hey, I went through the drive-thru this morning and this chick was awesome. She made my day." It's to share those little things that are positive.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm looking for the weather on here. How do I find that?
It should be at the bottom.
Okay. If we go to the webpage, and I may be approaching it from okay.
Yeah, it's
there
on
there
my
we go.
phone. It's just all the way on the bottom.
Yeah, all the way down. Okay, very cool. See, I'm learning all kinds of things today. That is so cool. I love it. And y'all are just getting bigger and better all the time.
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
goal. Yeah,
So
super fun.
Let's talk. I tell you what. Let me go ahead and do a break here, and then we need to talk about this whole. Do we have anything new from Miss Mabel?
Well, we're getting ready with the Q&A. That's what's getting ready to come out.
That's
Hopefully Monday, Miss Mabel. We would love to feature it.
Okay. So as soon as we get all the questions and things, so if you have a question for Miss Mabel that's just burning in your, all the common ones come to my mind.
Yeah. Some really fun ones have been submitted already too. Like, what would she think about social media? Like, what does she really think about social media?
That's okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. What does she really think about that?
Does she take her own advice, or does she feel like she's wise? Right? Like,
right.
Does she? How does she feel about that?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very interesting. But we're talking with staypositive.news, and if you have any questions, you can throw them up in the comments, and we'll be glad to share those. But anyway, we are going to continue talking with them, and I'm going to pause for a minute and talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime. Well, before I do that, one program, Lee Marie is being Brother T's coming in for Lee Marie today. So we do have the Go Show coming on right after us. It'll be another hour of local programming, but with Brother T, and he's always a lot of fun, Brother T Ross, and you want to stick around for that. But we want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, everything you need to know about real estate. We talk a lot about White House, because you're up in the White House area. Rebecca is up in White House. She has her agency office for Exit Prime Realty up in White House. Barry is the broker. He is officed here in Springfield, but they're all over. They're Cross Plainians. They've been with us 30 years. They marked that anniversary by giving a smart car to the Cross Plains Police. That was so cool. And, we just love everything they do. They're so involved in the community. And if you want to know more about what they have going on and what you need to be aware of as far as, if you're keeping eyes on a particular zip code, maybe a particular address. I've talked a lot about how we're interested in the land that's up above where we are because we don't have any road frontage at the top of our property. Our property is like a valley and then it has a steep hill. And so my kiddo wants to build up at the top of the hill. Well, we don't have any road frontage, so there's no access to it unless you want to go through the creek and up the hill. It's not practical. So they're keeping an eye on that property for me to say, hey, if anything ever happens, any kind of movement up there, be sure and let me know. They can do that for you. And if you're just in the market and you don't really know what you want, get on their listing and they'll send you new listings in a particular area. They'll keep you in mind, say if you want to live in Cross Plains or if you want to be here in Springfield or maybe you want to go up in Kentucky. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. They've got a very diverse background, though they've been in real estate a long time. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. But they came from Kentucky originally, just like myself, so they understand. They've been all over, guys. They're great friends, great sponsors of this program, and you can do no better. Whether you're buying or selling, coming to the real estate table, talking to Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. And if you want to be a realtor, I love what Barry says. He goes, I might talk you out of it because he goes, it's not for everybody. And he goes, I'm going to be straight with you. So, but that's what you want when you're looking into something like that. You want somebody that's going to be really straight with you and explain the ins and outs of it. And he's like, I'll do it. Reach out to him. Sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertscounty.com, or you can give Rebecca a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. And as always, please let them know U-Turn sent you. Okay, where are we going next? What else we got to talk about?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put a plug for Miss Mabel too, because we are looking for an official sponsor for Miss Mabel. Okay. So that's an opportunity to partner and chat with Jen about, but she's a super fun category. But it takes a fun person to sponsor her.
For sure. You got to have
have to have a good sense of humor.
For sure. Absolutely.
So yeah, we are looking for that.
You don't want somebody to say what?
Yeah. Or try to censor Miss Mabel. That would not go over well.
Yeah.
That would not. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sorry. I just got an email from my principal.
Oh.
So anyway.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. School stuff. I don't know. And I'll just say this: if you don't know the news at Greenbrier, we've been through a lot. And so just keep us in your prayers. And just got something from her, very important. So anyway, just keep us all in your prayers, Lord, or all of you. Yeah, Lord, for sure. But anyway, as we just continue on, I'm trying to get my thoughts back here. Today is Suicide Prevention Day. Mm-hmm. And so how do you cope with that, having just, lost somebody?
Yes.
And so it's one of those things that, we're just trying to navigate waters carefully. So, but anyway, so with that said, just, if you're in some of the other schools in Robertson County, they've advised us to tread very carefully because it's so raw with us at Greenbrier. Yeah. But just don't hesitate talking to kids about this stuff. There's a number 988. That is a suicide hotline that became a dedicated line a couple of years ago, and we have posters up. We had Dr. Stephanie Evans come in and do a piece with us last year, and that's available. If you're in other schools in the district, I can certainly send you the link to that. But just absolutely talk to your kiddos about it. Make sure they know that there's help out there, and I don't know. It's just so hard. It's just so hard. We're talking with staypositive.news, and I know that's not a positive thing, but the fact that we do have people to help us is a positive thing. And there's always help. There's always help out there. So with that said, I apologize. I got distracted there for a moment.
I was going to ask you about it. So
yeah. So, but definitely keep everybody in your prayers on that. And we're going to continue. What else have you got to share with us right now?
Kind of segues into one of our most popular weekly engagements on our socials is our mental wellness wisdom tips that we have on Wednesdays. And, it's just, I love that it's one of our most popular because it's something that we do every week. So sometimes I think, it might get, I don't know, old or whatever, but it really doesn't. So just simple tips, and a lot of times it's talking about the fact that we're not alone, right? Or to be sure that we know that we remember that we reach out. But it's great, just practical things. It can be as practical as stepping outside, right? Changing like your physical posture when you need that break, and not even when you need it, but making it a part of your daily rhythm, right? Like, because this world is crazy fast, a lot. Yeah.
So very good.
I love that it's one of our most popular.
I love that. That's wonderful. I love it. So cool. So cool. So many good things going on. And if people want to be, you have a feature too, written by your readers. If people have things they really want to share, let's talk a little bit about that. Have you had more? Because at first we had just a couple of people, and then you've had some more interest. And I think you've even have you had some written by your readers that have become writers?
Yeah. And
if I'm not mistaken, I think you told me that at one point.
Yes. And so I kind of sometimes use it as a filter, if you will, to see if they would make a good writer, if we have a position open, right, for that. But written by our readers is just a wide open category. So we featured students, which I love. I love doing that. Everything from poetry to, prose. So it's not newsy, right? It's more almost like a look, an introspective from somebody, right? So they can be creative with it. Of course, they want to keep it to 500 words or less. Now, if it's a poem, you probably don't want to give us 500 words.
Yeah, that can be a bit much.
That can be a bit much. But if it's, standard writing, 500 words or less for the category. And then what I love to do, especially with students, is I love to work with them back and forth on tightening it up and just talking through what that looks like, right? And I love that element. And so, and we've talked to Mr. V about it, sending us students who are interested, because they get their name, they get their, their little picture and their byline, and you have a link that you can forever send out that'll take people right there. It's a huge deal, especially if you love writing and want to write. It's a huge opportunity. And I know you have stuff you're going to send us one day too.
I know. It's like one of those things. It's on my list of things. It's kind of like that. When we were sitting down talking, I was telling Sarah, I said, it's one of those things where I just need more time in the day, Lord. Can you give me a little, but I do need to sleep, and it's like, what to say yes to, what to say no to. It's just, time is such a commodity. And I'm one of these people, when people tell me they're bored, I'm like, what? Just look around, find something to get involved with. I hate to see people, just you were talking about just that, just changing what you're doing, just get up and stand up. And so often that's all it takes, man. It's just to get your toe in the water.
Yes.
And just, I tell people all the time, we need you desperately in the school systems. We're so shorthanded on the buses and things like that. And it might be the best thing you never knew you needed, getting out and working with kiddos. Because you talk about keeping you vibrant and alive, they're going to keep you running.
So true.
And it's just, there's so many things out there that you can be a part of. And this is another one. You might be, you might have a talent you didn't know you had. I can remember when I first started writing. I love writing, but when I was in high school, I didn't care for it. I was a speaker. I was always a public speaker, so I would write a speech for you, but I never tied that into the fact that if I can write a speech, well, then I can certainly write, an article, because it's just the same thing. I've had people sometimes tell me, when I read you, I can hear you talking, and I'm like,
that's the best compliment.
But it's kind of that's the thing. Yeah. So when people tell me, I talk to preachers and speakers all the time. Oh, I could never write. I'm like, you do it every time you get up in front of somebody. You just got to put that on paper. And we were being in broadcasting for as many years as I've been in. you always hit these times where there's a new owner comes in, and you think, and they very typically will fire everyone, clean house, change the format, and we're going a new direction, and they just fire everybody. And that's just very common occurrence. And it looked like it was about to happen. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. Well, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm doing traffic from a home studio, which I just couldn't see them letting me continue to do. And I thought, I'm not going to go, into the work. I'm going to be with my kids and help my husband with his roofing company. I'd already planned this in my head. And I thought, but I've got to do something creative because I need a creative outlet while my kids are little. I remember going through this process in my head and thinking, maybe I could write children's stories and that kind of and those types of things. And that's what I did. I started, and I've never really done anything with them. And it may be for nothing more than for my kids. But I wrote a series called The Po-Billy Boys because my husband he's Bohemian, but it's a province in Poland, so they always got called Polish. And they always called us hillbillies because I'm from Kentucky. For Kentucky, Tennessee used to be, well, you're a hillbilly.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a flatlander in Kentucky. I don't live in the Appalachians. I live in West Kentucky. I live in the flatland. So we called our kids Po-Billies. And so I wrote a series about them. And then I have a couple of other little books I have written. But I would not have done that had I not been looking for something. And I wouldn't have known I could.
Yes.
And so that's why I say all that to say, write something.
Yeah.
And send it to written by readers. If you've got an idea, write it down.
Yes.
Send it in, and it might get published.
Yeah.
You just never know.
We had a mom of a high school senior last year, and she wrote in with a story idea, and it was about her son who's autistic, higher on the spectrum, right? And he was voted prom king. So it was just kind of about her story. And I asked her, I said, could you write it? Because basically when she had given me, a paragraph, her words were beautiful, and I knew that I wanted her perspective. And she was, I don't know. And then she did, right? And it was beautiful. It was beautiful because her voice came out in that. And so it's super fun. You never know, right? When we're doing anything creatively, I love what you said, that it's kind of like therapy for you, right?
Yeah, really.
It's therapeutic and it's good. And you never know what you should publish those though.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's like whenever you expect, okay, I've written this and somebody's going to want to take it and they're going to publish it and it's going to be in the bookstore. That's just not the way, but now you can self-publish.
Yeah.
And so that's my goal is to, because I tried to find a literary agent and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And my goal is to redo a self-publishing run with them. And so I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like,
I have a
and
friend who would be good to talk with too.
Okay. Well, there's all kinds of folks doing it. Adam Callis, my friend Penny Callis, that does my hair up at the gallery. Her son Adam is preacher up at, I don't know if it's the Coopertown Church of Christ. He's preaching. I forget which church it is, but he is preaching full time, and he's published several books, and they're really great.
Yeah.
My friend Thomas Turnage has published some. Oh, Danita Brown, Dr. Danita Brown, the mother of She's My Sister, the little blue. You know about these people?
I know Danita Brown. Yeah.
Okay. Well, her girls are, bluegrass singers.
Okay.
A bluegrass band called She's My Sister.
Okay.
And Dr. Danita has published several books and done them beautifully. And, just great stories. Oh yeah. Have you seen any of her, have you seen her writing?
No, I haven't.
That's another one.
Take a note, LaVern.
Yeah. These are all people who write and just write. I've got one of Adam's books in my car right now, that I just got at the gallery the other day. But I love all these folks that are, self-pub. Bill Jones, for heaven's sakes, has written so much and, has published some stuff. And I know this is I don't know, I guess his Connection is a competitor of y'all's, but he's writing for the Connection.
Yeah.
He can write for y'all too.
That's not,
Can they do that? Could he take and write for them and you?
Yeah. We're independent. Our writers are independent contracted out.
Yeah.
So it's not like It's like a
Huh.
freelancer, right?
Okay.
And he
I would think-
that's probably what he does for the connection,
I
unless
would
he's
think, but he's doing historical stuff. It's great.
That's super
But all
fun.
these wonderful writers around town, and think about all the stories that can be brought to staypositive.news. You need to be involved in this, y'all. And I'm looking in the mirror at myself.
Yeah.
You know, I got to send you some stuff.
Well, you have to
And,
sleep too, so it's okay.
There is that. There is that. Talking with Sarah and Jen from staypositive.news about all the things that they are involved in. I see Brother T has walked into the building. He's there. I'm just saying hi, buddy. We'll get you in here in a minute. We got another full hour of programming, local programming coming up. I'll remind you again, too, tomorrow is 9/11, and we will have a visit from Adam Pope. And I'm not over it yet. It's his song, and it is a great song that he wrote several years ago. He's written a lot of good stuff. He tours a lot now. He's just I equate him to a vaudeville act. He really is. Him and his wife, they're just brilliant and entertaining and fun, and you're gonna love him. But Adam will be here tomorrow at 7:30 to share his song live here on these airways as we remember 24 years ago, and when everything just stood still. Yeah. I mean, that's
that long ago.
24 years. Yeah. We actually are doing something at the school. We went around and asked the kids, why is it important to remember 9/11? Of course, none of them were born.
Yeah.
And then we went around and talked to teachers about what are your memories of 9/11. And so we've produced a video package for tomorrow. The kids have done it all.
Yeah.
I've kind of done this. I'm like, I want this to be y'all's work. And so the classes are working on it. And it's about 18 minutes long, but it's, just reflections of their teachers. And what's really interesting is the teachers that had said that were at Greenbrier, that are still at Greenbrier 24 years later,
wow.
that said it was picture day. And that's the thing we got several times. It was picture day. And you can just imagine a day, just a normal day. And when they started, seeing what was going on, and several of the teachers even commented on just how eerie it was to look up in the sky and see no, plane trails and no air traffic for any amount of time. And those things. And we have one teacher who he was in college in Pennsylvania. So he was only about an hour and a half from where the plane went into the field. And so we asked him, said, Mr. Sutton, and said, did you think about going to the site? And he was like, not at that time, because they were, he's a real spiritual guy, and they had a prayer type thing. And he said, I thought about going in the military. And he goes, and I want to go and see the New York Memorial. But you think about him being up north, it seemed a little closer to home. Down here, it still had that, it was not so close, kind of. But anyway, tomorrow, 9/11, can't forget, guys, cannot forget. So please spend some time just praying for the ones that, I mean, we are losing so many now. This is something Coach Elmore mentioned, that so many that served at that time that are sick from the, just kind of like we have that came back from the burn pits and things like that in the military that we're having to deal with. So it's just, time to really remember the heroism and to remember who we were that next day.
Yes.
That's more than anything. We were a different America on 9/12.
Yeah, we were.
And that's the way our hearts just, came together. That's what we need to focus on being.
Yes, we do.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'll tell you what, let's reset for a minute and give me just a minute to go ahead and do one of my breaks, and we'll come back and finish talking with Jen and Sarah from staypositive.news, but we need to talk about the UPS store. Love the UPS store. Do you have anything going on that I know my back seat almost always has something that needs to go back to Amazon. But while I'm in there, I always like looking around at all the things that they've got going on, and right now they have a 10% off coupon for large prints. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up here. Deborah sent this to me. And she also sent me a beautiful picture of a big print that one of the customers got absolutely beautiful. And I never even thought about having them do something like a print for a photograph, something to that degree. You think about, when you think about them doing print work, you think about, oh, I need copies of something I'm going to hand out at church or at school. But this is a wide format prints, banners, blueprints, and posters, 10% off at the UPS store. So my husband and I, when we had our roofing company, we had to go to Nashville to get blueprints. You don't have to do that anymore. You got it right here at the UPS store. And so that was, that was specialty printing that, I mean, we had to, I can't begin to tell you how many times I forget the name of the business that I had to go to Nashville and get blueprints. And you don't have to do that. You've got wide format printing available right here at the UPS store. And again, a 10% off coupon, good for the month of September. And when you go in, you can scan the QR code and go in and fill out their survey, and you'll be registered to win a $250 gift card from Amazon. That sounds kind of, appropriate considering they're the Amazon drop-off space. But there's so much more. Their print, their personal mailboxes, everybody there. I always have to mention the fact that they are absolutely, everyone is notarized. When you go in there, if you need something notarized, it's super easy to do because they're all notarized. And that is something, when we were taking care of my mom and dad's estate last year, several times I had to get something notarized, and I didn't have any problem finding out where I needed to go because all I had to do was to step into the UPS store right here in Springfield, and I had that all taken care of for me. And I'm trying to pull up the address, and my internet's being weird. Don't you love it when that happens? I start trying to beep through everything. But they're open 7 days a week, guys. You can go in there 7 days a week. They're over here at 513 Memorial Boulevard, and the hours, they're 8 to 6:30 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6:30 Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and even on Sunday, 12 to 5. Nicest people in the world. When you go in there, I equate them to Chick-fil-A employees. They are equally as nice, maybe even nicer. And even when it's super busy, they are kind and cordial and just want to help you with anything and everything. The UPS store, when you get by there, please let them know U-Turn sent you. So very good. What else do we need to talk about before we wrap up our time together, guys?
Do you have anything you want to add or share? Or
anything we've missed that you're like, okay, we got to cover this? So is this your full-time gig that you're doing, or do you have other things you do?
My full-time gig is being a mom.
I love that. That's wonderful. How many kids do you have?
I have two. I have a 2.5-year-old who's giving me a run for my money, and then I have a 5-month-old.
Oh, boy, girl, one of each?
Two boys.
Yeah. I'm a
Two
boy
boys.
mama. I got 4 boys.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I got 4 boys. We actually just had the gender reveal for our next grandchild, and when that pink stuff came popping out, I was like, we have a granddaughter already. We've got 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter and another granddaughter on the way.
Wow.
We gear towards boys. I have all boys. My brother has all boys. My sister had a son, so there's only grandsons on my side of the family.
Oh, my gosh.
And predominantly grandsons on my husband's side. So we just don't have a lot of girls. So when you see that pink, you're like, what is that? So we're super excited. But yeah, 2 boys, boy mom. Now, do you have all boys? Do you?
no, I have girls.
You have all girls.
Girl mom,
I
yeah.
don't know why I was thinking that you were also a boy
Yeah,
mom, but
girl mom.
you're a girl mom. How many girls do you have?
2. So
Fun
yeah,
stuff.
16 and 19.
So fun. So fun, guys. I love it.
Yep.
But yeah, you got your hands full. So that's your full-time gig. But this is so cool that you can do this along with that.
Yeah, it's
You
been really great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's flexible, and then I also just get to fill my cup with, meeting. I love meeting people and just learning about them, and so it's been really cool. I feel like who I am as an individual aligns so much with Stay Positive News. And actually on Sunday at church, we had our pastor was talking about connection and how it's so needed in this time, and we've lost it. We don't do life together anymore.
I know.
And so I feel like Stay Positive News gives me that. And so I'm just loving it. I'm loving being a part of it and just being a part of, Sumner and Robertson County. Like it's a special place.
I love this. I mean, that's great because it's so important. Just like you said, well, it was kind of like when I was telling how I discovered that I like to write.
Yeah.
I was trying to find something to fill my cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're a stay-at-home mom, and you're like, I got to do something. And this is a way for you to take care of the babies and all that, and to have those flexible hours, and to reach out, like you said, to fill your cup, and to, keep yourself connected, because we have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to. I think that's something, I have so much respect for stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home parenting and stuff, but you got to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of you. And if you have something in you, and I think that was the thing with me, and I kind of sense it in you too, is I knew when I thought my gig, and it didn't end. I mean, I kept doing traffic, but I discovered that I could do the writing, and I started doing that along with it. But as I was trying to find something, I knew I wanted to be with my kids. I knew I wasn't going to change that, because I had nearly walked away from the traffic gig when I first found out I was having twins right out of the gate. And so, and they're like,
Bless
we can
you.
set you up to do this at home. And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's what started that. But I knew I had to have something, because while they were my priority, I knew I still had things that something else that God wanted me to do. And how can I find that? So I love that you're doing this, and that's a priority for you, because that's just wonderful. How'd y'all find her?
I know.
Yeah.
How did we? Yeah. Well, we put an ad out there on social media.
Yeah.
When we were filling the position, and she was one that responded.
Awesome.
Then we emailed, and then we
There
met
you
face
go.
to face,
Did
and
it
I knew.
You're
that-
like, okay,
yeah.
you're it. You're it. I love it. And she's,
Yeah.
especially since she said at church. 'Cause
Yeah.
we love the you talk about, trying to stay connected in family, and we don't. I'm one of the worst. I stay so busy. I say no to so many things where people are getting together that I know I'd have fun doing, but I've just got so many different things going on. But we don't community together like we need to. It's so easy not to,
Yeah.
because of these things.
Well, we
Yep.
feel like we are
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
because of social media, right?
Yeah.
And we're
And
not really, though.
Not
It's
at all.
authentic.
Not at all. So that's
Yep.
way to go. I'm excited to see you're going to do great, and enjoy having them babies. Those boys, yes, they will give you a run for your money, but it's awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah, it's been
But
great.
well, we're just about out of time. What else do we need to cover? Anything? We definitely need to tell everybody how to find you.
Yes.
Is there anything else on there?
Yeah. So if you also have story leads or ideas,
Okay.
just email Sarah at staypositive.news, Sarah with an H at staypositive.news, and send them my way. We also are doing a feature on Fridays, so it'll alternate between furry friends, because everybody loves their furry friends, or Friday Night Lights, because everybody loves Friday Night Lights. And so be on the lookout for those. Add your own photos, makes it fun, and that sense of community. We
Awesome.
might be on different fields, but we can see what everybody's doing.
I love it. So fun stuff. So much going on. So nice to meet you.
It was very nice meeting you. I'm so
come
excited.
in anytime. And Sarah, I will see you
Yes.
next month, or
Yep.
so everything. So just staying checked in with everybody. And I think this is, I just want to plug this real quick, because it sneaks up on me every year. I think this is Experience Robeson County weekend.
It is,
Isn't
yes,
it?
Saturday, yes.
And I'll get some specifics on that. I wish I had time to get the chamber in, but it's also coming up on fair. We have there's just no openings right now. We're going to check in with Senior Center tomorrow, because it's Senior Citizens Month also. I think it's Senior Citizens Month or day. I can't remember, but I've got, they're coming in the morning. And then we've got Adam Pope coming in for a 9/11 remembrance. And then on Friday, we have set aside Faith Friday, because we really need to go through the fair stuff, because the fair kicks off on Tuesday. And so we're going to have the fair board come in here. Trent Cobb will bring some of his gang in, and we'll talk about all things Robeson County Fair, because it's next week, y'all. So it's just all kinds of stuff going on. So
Very
busy.
busy.
But we're so blessed here in Robeson County, and I hope you will. Like we were talking about how important our churches and our communities are, find a church to be a part of, find a community to be a part of, and then tell staypositive.news about it. Write a story about it. How about that? And follow them. We appreciate you guys, and stay tuned, because we have got the Go Show coming up with Brother T. Rawls. Stay with us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a absolute fabulous day.